I'm Jayson Waller here with Jayson Waller Unleashed. That's right, Jayson motherfucking Waller motherfucking leashed. We couldn't fit the word motherfucker unleashed. We tried. It was too long, so we just got unleashed. We were going to put MF unleashed. We changed our mind. We were going to put fuck liberals. We changed our mind. We kept it unleashed. Here we are, motherfucking unleashed. I said it. You'll see on the cover page. We're getting ready to do the live show right now. Thank you, Tony, for setting us up. I appreciate it. My tits feel good. They're pecs. They're pecs. My pecs feel good. I worked out good yesterday. Getting big-ass pecs, in case you don't know. Not sure if you work out, but you should, because what you don't want is man titties. Man titties are bad news. You one of those fellas that are in your 40s and your fucking tits sag down and you got no definition. That's not good news, bro. It means your T is low. You better bust out some push-ups, eat some fucking meat. Do something. Get some T-shots. Do something. Take care of yourself. Because men aren't supposed to have fucking tits. They're supposed to have pecs. Your girl don't want your body sagging down, bro. Like, cut that shit out. Now, I'm also not one of those guys that are all ripped and rich and fucking, yeah, let's snap into a Slim Jim, motherfuckers. I'm not that guy. I eat shit like this. It's what I've been eating today. And I had 2 motherfucking donuts, and I skipped the gym today because I'm a fucking gangster. Because I pulled into the gym and I was ready to go. I just got too much work going on, dude. I'm fucking exhausted. I've got a bunch of shit going on with my family. I got a bunch of shit going on with us moving. I got a bunch of shit going on with fucking work and building the business. And I've just put the podcast kind of to the side. I've got to do some more shows. I'm trying to get some more speaking gigs. I'm talking to some people that I've just been overwhelmed. And so with it being overwhelmed, I pulled into the gym, and because I woke up at like 5 this morning, my mind's racing. I know some of you know what I'm talking about, and you're fucking taking notes, and you're emailing yourself, and you're sending notes to yourself. I got to do this. I got to do that. Fuck, what about this? What about that? Let's do this. Let's do that. That's what I do. And so I'm emailing and texting motherfuckers 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, then back again at 5 in the morning. Shit that hits my mind I don't want to forget. Because when you get to a certain age, you get so busy, you only have the capacity in your brain to hold a certain amount of stuff. Like, it's like a fucking computer. And so you've got to actually remove other shit to put shit in. And if you're me, then you struggle to fucking always, like, you know, I'm on point and I'm going, but it's like, fuck, I don't want to forget this great idea at 3 in the fucking morning. Woke up thinking about it. I'm like, fuck, I got to message myself. I got this great idea. Fuck, I got to email this person. So that's the kind of shit that I do. Don't know how you do that. That's how I try to stay on point, right? And I send myself emails. I got an email in here. In fact, I should fucking check because I didn't finish my shit yesterday. But the stuff for me, it says for me, and it's like, what do you, here, emailed myself, and it said, let's see, boom, 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 boom. Where the fuck did I email myself? I emailed myself, and I'm like, these are the things we got to do. I got to go over, do our marketing. I've got to go over budget. I've got to go over all these things, right? Build the marketing digital company. Then you got to be able to go over these things and, you know, certain reports and certain aspects of it. And so you get, you know, I'm fucking just, my mind is just racing, and I've got to like remind myself to do certain shit and remind people on my team that work for me to do certain shit. So that's the kind of stuff you run into. I want to talk about a few things. First thing is the election. I think we're at a spot in our lives to where, this is my opinion for what it's worth, but the old school liberals, old school lefties, right? The old school Democrats, the Bill Clinton Democrats, and half of the Obama Democrats. I don't mind them. Don't mind them. Get it. But where are you guys at? Because now you've got these crazy, out of their fucking mind, young liberal fucking radicalists that are just angry. And what's sad is some of you old Democrats are falling into that mindset of being so fucking angry. And I don't want to hear about the January 6th. You guys were angry. Listen. That was too many fucking rednecks there. Taking things out of context and handling things like that was wrong. But majority of the Republican Party, not the fucking far radical rights. There's some of those, just like you guys. I feel like the Democrats have way more radicals on their side now, and I'll get to that in a minute. But the far radical rights, the bigots, the fucking idiots, the ones that are so extreme and ignorant, yeah, they were a little off the rocker then. But Trump fucking asked Pelosi and team for fucking people. Like, he didn't push this stuff. I'm so sick of hearing about it. That's fucking nonsense, okay? Let me tell you what isn't nonsense, because during that time when he was elected, you had Black Lives Matter. Well, motherfucker, I ain't seen Black Lives Matter fucking marching anywhere right now. And I'm not saying black lives don't matter, because I think they do matter. I think all lives fucking matter. But I also think that nobody's marching. And they only marched, in my opinion, to prove a fucking point for political reasons and being pushed because Trump was in office. And that hurt him getting reelected. And then now you've got all the Palestinian, pro-Palestinian Gaza stuff, anti-Israelites fucking marching and creating chaos, and it's hurting Biden. And the weird thing is most of those folks are on his fucking viewpoints. So it's amazing to me. And so I think I always hear, these fake ass phony liberals, especially a lot of them on TV, where they're like, and it goes back to the 2016 election. In the 2016 election, when everyone talks shit, Trump will never be president and all this stuff, when he won the presidency, people were so appalled and bothered that they hated him, which was the wrong move. They literally hated him. They all were wrong, and then they hated him. And so he couldn't even get anything out. All these people were just so pissed that they talked all this shit, and then he won. They were just beside themselves. You remember you seeing people crying and all these things, and then the marching, and then the BLM happened, and like all the fucking things, right? Then you get into the new election, and you have COVID. In 2020, you get into the election of 2020, you have COVID. And that hurts Trump. And, I feel like the left, people always like, Trump tries to divide us. I disagree. I think it's the fucking liberals that divide us. I think it's them getting angry. True story. I was at the gym with an old trainer friend of mine. It's a true story. And we're talking about politics. She hates talking about politics. She is like hardcore Democrat. But she used to be back in 16, 17, 18, 19. She was like, Trump's, it's not as bad as I thought. Your economy's good. But then when the election happened again and Biden won and all these things, she's been anti-Trump. He's the devil. He's the Antichrist. And then for the last 4 years, things have been rough, and, she agrees that there should probably be some kind of conservative that be in there, but not Trump, because Trump's so bad. I just don't, I think he's polarizing. I don't think he's bad. I think he brings the worst and the angry out of all the liberals. That's the facts. Like, the left side literally gets so fucking mad. Their panties in a wad. They get so angry. They get so even confrontational. And she literally in the gym, I haven't seen her in a long time. I'm like, well, Trump's probably win. She goes, I bet you'd suck his dick and get orange lipstick all over your face. And I'm like, what? What did you just say? Are you fucking and she got so angry. I've never seen her that way. And I bring this up because I see this all the time. That the left plays this, I'm holier than thou, I'm all for the people, I'm anti-division, I want everyone to succeed, but if you give me Trump, I'm leaving the country and I'm wishing the worst on you, and I'm going to say all these hateful, screaming things. We didn't do that with Biden. We weren't screaming and yelling and calling him names and being vicious and saying these inappropriate things. Like, we were just like, he's a dumbass and he's old. And we let it go. You guys are just so much. It's just so exhausting. Part of the reason I want to move out of this motherfucker is because I'm so sick of liberals. I'm so sick of this bullshit with immigration. I'm so sick of fucking people it drives me crazy to see them think like sheeps and their minds just be mush, and they're just like, this is the right way. I saw on CNN, they were talking about, less is more. We're not going to have Biden talk. Like, what? You're not going to have him talk? Like, you understand you're putting someone who's he can't speak. He doesn't know what's going on. So he may not be vicious. These are being facts. I'm not calling him names. He can't function. You're going to put him in office. Because you hate Trump so bad, Biden's a horrible pick, but because your hate for Trump, you're going to stuff Biden down our throat. Like, what is wrong with you? And your hate isn't even validated. Your hate is not even validated. I've told the story a few times before, my round table with Trump. I did a round table with him. I've been in a thing with him 2 times. And my round table with him, I watched him extend opportunity to people at that table, make changes in their lives for their business and for their state. And then I watched it on the next news thing where he got permits from Alaska going to Canada to be able to run this railroad to save money and add jobs. I didn't think it was possible. He did it like the next day. I bring this up. You had this lady crying, like, I didn't vote for you, but I'm going to. Like, I've met a lot of lobbyists and I've met a lot of politicians, and you guys are smart enough to know out there that this thing's broken, right? That the whole fucking thing's broken. It's all about what fucking these lobbyists want, and these big businesses want, and who they pay to support. And then here's the problem. I'm just going to tell you the fucking problem. The biggest problem of everything are the politicians are fucking egotistical power freaks. Like, I argued with a politician in Michigan. This guy was a fucking asshole. I was arguing him about something. He was being a son of a bitch. He made a comment. He was in my face. I don't even remember what we were arguing about. Oh, it was about approving. I was kept hounding him to approve solar in the state of Michigan because he was trying to deny it and saying, you know, we don't need to do it. He was getting bought out by DTE. They were lacing his pockets, paying for him. And this is like some douchebag fucking wop from Italy, okay? Not from Italy, from New York, that was Italian, that just fucking hated everybody in the area. And I love Italians, but this dude was a fucking bad mark for Italians. And he comes down there and he's running his mouth, and we're at a golf course for the whole entire event in Michigan. And he's in my face. He's like acting like a badass, like he's a fucking mafia thug, and he wasn't. And he's saying all these inappropriate things and making threats. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, you understand that you're running for state senator where like 200 people voted for you, motherfucker. Like a 5A high school, and somebody running for president of that high school gets more votes than you. Like you're about as bad as a city councilman. And no offense against city councilmen, because we're needed. But the ego that goes in, like what's in these people's mind of, hey, all these people voted for me. They feel so important. They don't look at real change. I mean, look at these politicians. Do you see change? Do you see them really doing anything for the people? And let's just think about it. I'm not talking Trump, Biden. I'm talking all politicians. We always go to the biggest head. We always go to the presidents. Take out the presidents right here. Let's go to your local statesmen. Let's go to your fucking senators. Let's go to your councilmen. Like, we waste millions and millions and billions of dollars for elections, for egos, for somebody to say, pick me, I'll be in charge. Why don't we spend that fucking money in real change and paying teachers more and research for cancer and helping families out that need help, and make it like you don't need to raise all this money to do an election. Like, make it legit. Like, there's an equal amount of dollars and that's all that's going to go, and each party's equal and the best person wins. And it's not about who can raise the most money and get the more companies to back them and then get elected based on who's backing them with the money. Like, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And we're in the game and we're getting screwed here. Like, the system's broken. We're getting screwed. We're paying all these high tax dollars, and then all these companies and everybody's paying for all these elections rather than adding jobs. And then they go in there, and in these things, it's all about, all right, I'm going to do all these 6 things, but this guy paid for my election, so I'm going to throw these little shitty things in here. And it's just chaos. And here's the sick point. These guys aren't getting off and being happy that they made change in the world. No. They're getting off on you voting for them. You fucking made them feel popular. They're like, oh my God, I got voted in. Like, they are stuck on their own shit. They're like influencers. They're like, celebrities. They feel like, and I've met so many lobbyists. Our old company, we said, like, this is a fucking game, guys. And it's a game played by people who have no fucking reason to be trying to help fix our country. These are all egotistical fucking bullshit pansies that were fucking idiots in school. Nobody liked them, and they feel a little popular now. And this is what they're fucking doing. Like, it's just bullshit, dude. Like, spend this money that they raise and draw a line. This is all you can raise. And it's spending like a fucking debate with people, like a serious, good debate. That's it. You each get 20 commercials. I'm just giving an example. You each get this. But the fact, and I see this person wrote, Biden has accomplished more in 1 year Trump did in 4. Right? Trump did, like, are you serious? This guy's a fucking moron. He murdered 1.2 million. First of all, asshole, the COVID killed everybody. It's not he murdered anybody. And secondly, Dude, I don't even know what Biden's accomplished because I know everything around me costs more. And I know there are like 7,000 immigrants that haven't come here legally that have fucking increased all kinds of chaos. And I'm not blaming all of them because most of them just looking for, somewhere to be and a better place. But a handful of them, illegal immigrants coming over, shouldn't be here. What about the ones that did it the right way? Like, we can argue about this all day. But like this guy, fucking moron, right? Fucking buys into the media. He's a fucking moron. I ask people this question. What is the biggest difference in Democrat and Republicans? We're going to go over a few options here. The first one, I would say this is the best example I get. I told this to my kids, right? And it's my high school kids I was talking to. I asked these kids that were getting ready to go to college with their grades. And I said, let me ask you something. Jimmy, what is your grade? I have a 4.0. Great. Jenny, what's yours? I'm a 3.5. Great. Kinsey, what's yours? I'm a 3.7. Great. Steve, what's yours? I'm a 2.5. Great. So they're all applying for different colleges. And I asked them, I said, what if all of you guys blended? Like, what if we took the average of your grades? So, you got a 4.0 and you got a 3.7, you got a 3.5, you got a 2.5. So we average them all at 3.2. So you guys all get a 3.2 and then you apply for your colleges. Would that be fair? And they're like, no. Well, of course it wouldn't be fair. Why wouldn't it be fair? Well, because I worked harder. So you want to penalize taxes on somebody who makes more. I'm not saying they should pay more taxes. They should, but they shouldn't pay a higher percentage. If I make $1,000 and I pay 10%, I make $100,000 and I pay 10%. I make $1 million and I pay 10%. I make $5 million, I pay 10%. I'm still paying more. I'm still paying more because I made more. So I'm still contributing more than someone making less. It's the same theory when you're at school and you're busting your ass for your grades and you want to go to college and you're working harder than the people next to you, or you're getting better grades than the people next to you, you're more successful people next to you, but they're like, no, we're going to average this out and blend it out, and you're all going to keep the same grades. You're going to penalize the people that worked harder to bring them down, to make less, to have less, applying for a college. It's no different than I'm running a business. And you're asking me, oh, you want to tax me at 25 or 30% rather than 10 or 12? Like, now I can't open new jobs. I can't open new markets. I can't employ new people. I can't do more research and development. Like, people always think because they're morons and they're people that will never run their own business because they fucking watch the news and they march. Oh, I want to march about this. Yay, let's go. Like, fucking retards, okay? And probably kicked off TikTok for that, and I'm okay with that. But the end of the day, all of the shit that goes on, they don't fucking listen or pay attention to real factual information to go out there and make a difference in lives. They literally buy into the nonsense and the bullshit, and they find ways to not be successful and hate those that are successful. And those are the people that don't get it. And it's because they're never going to fucking go out and make that kind of money. So they don't understand what it's like. But if that person's looking for a job at a big corporation and that corporation's taxed at a higher percentage, they might not offer that opportunity to the job because they might not have no jobs available because they're paying too much in fucking taxes. It just doesn't make sense. That's one. Two, secured borders. We would be the only country without secured borders the way we do, allowing everyone to just free will come in. Like, other countries don't do that. Why would we do that? What sense does that make? Other countries are laughing. That doesn't fucking make sense. It doesn't make sense. The reason why everyone wants to come here is because we've always done the right thing. We have secured borders. You have to go through the process to be a citizen. We offer the best opportunity for jobs. We have the best military. We offer some of the best healthcare out there. We got to do better at schooling. Like, all of those things, right? We're diluting that by just bringing people in where cities are going bankrupt and broke, having to spend all this money on immigration and give them credit cards and do, like, guys. And I feel bad for people needing asylum. I get it. But it's not our fucking problem. It's not our fucking problem. Like, I don't work every day and have my family here every day so everybody else can just take and fucking pillage the way they want. Like, that's not what we're here for. So what are we doing? Why are we allowing this nonsense to happen? Why are we allowing people to fucking do this? Like, dude, I can't stand, like, Texas and Florida, kudos to you. But the rest of these like, come on, guys. Like, what are you doing? There's a reason why more people are moving out of New York and California every day than ever before. You don't believe me? Google it. Like, why is that? It's because it's fucking, people are like used to it. You know, everything's fine and dandy. Shit happens to them. I mean, you're starting to see even what's his name that used to be on CNN. He's even coming out and telling people in this Palestine march. I get I understand everyone's upset with how Israel's handling the war. But in war, guys, everyone forgets how we handled Afghanistan, how we handled Pakistan, how we handled Iraq, how we've handled Vietnam, Korea, Desert Storm. I mean, this is what happens, and it's wrong. And I get it. I get it. But on the other token, it's also genocide the other way when they're sticking babies in microwaves and raping women, guys. Like, it goes both ways. And I saw there's warnings. And the problem is you get different medias trying to spin different things, and it's sad. And here's the problem. You can't march around in our country. You can't march around in our schools and our colleges and our jobs and fucking say death to America. You just can't do that. If you don't like it, bye, Felicia. Fucking leave, asshole. Like, fucking bounce. What are you doing? You can't fucking do that. There's people before your fucking pansy ass that fucking died for that American flag and for us to have fucking rights. So for you to get your fucking panties in a wad, you've never even scratched a nail or had a fight in your life, to march like a fucking pansy dick and run your fucking mouth and then talk about death to the country makes me think you're a fucking low-life scumbag piece of shit. Period. That's how the fuck I feel. Thank God I didn't fucking see it, because I'd stomp their fucking ass in the mud, because it's wrong and it's disrespectful. Now, you're allowed to protest. You're allowed to be upset. You're not allowed to say death to America. You're not allowed to take down our fucking flag. Like, how fucking dare you? We're not even in this motherfucking war. Like, stop. Of course we're going to support. Do you guys remember what's happened in Israel over time? Like, guys, it's not our fucking place to get involved in everything. And it's not our place to allow everyone to come in our fucking country. Like, there's going to be a civil war one day, because you got all these pansy fuck sticks on the left side that fucking push and push and push and push and push and pull and say all the shit until the shit punches them right in the fucking face. Everybody's a fucking gangster till a gangster walks in. Everybody thinks they're a badass till they get punched in the fucking mouth. And I got news for you. All these fucking people that are acting like that, that's the kind of shit that happens. That's the kind of shit that fucking happens. Like, you can't fucking act like that and feel like you're not going to jail. Like, kudos to the fucking police department in New York for fucking doing something. Kudos to them. Like, this is ridiculous. My kids have to grow up seeing this shit, death to America. Take your fucking whatever you are ass and get the fuck out then. Not death to America. Death to you, motherfucker. Like, what the fuck? Like, why do we have to deal with this shit? Why do we have to get up and fucking pay taxes and fight in the military and protect this country and do all these things for people to just come in here free of charge, not have to jump through hoops, don't know who you are, wear a fucking mask on your face like a fucking chicken shit, and run your mouth? Why? It's wrong. Shouldn't have a right to do that. It's so fucking inappropriate. It's just so disgusting. It's frustrating. You shouldn't say death to America ever. Like, to me, those are fighting words. You're my motherfucking enemy when you say that shit. That's how I feel, dude. God, family, country. Like, that's it. I'm not in the military, but those are the fucking three things right there, guys. God, family, country. That's it. Like, that's how this works. So you got to get your head on straight. And it's frustrating. It's so frustrating what happens. And I just got booted off fucking TikTok. Fuck TikTok. Bunch of pansy dicks. Can't stand TikTok. It's what they do every fucking time. I can't stand TikTok. I hope those motherfuckers get banned. For real. We're going to go live here on fucking Instagram, though. Tell them the same shit. Let them know, dude. Sick of the left. All right, here we go. But look, that's what I'm talking about. I'm tired of living this way. I'm tired of it being, it's okay. It's not fucking okay. You know what I loved? I loved the Tom Brady roast. Why? Because people were allowed to be funny. They could say funny racial comments and jokes and nobody took it serious. They knew it was out of humor. Like, this is just crazy that we could sit here and allow this nonsense in the world to happen the way it is today. And for you guys joining on Instagram Live, I've already been going. I'm about 30 minutes into this podcast, and TikTok just fucking threw me off because TikTok sucks. So TikTok just said bye-bye and kicked me off because they didn't like what I had to say, talking about fucking liberals and acting like fucking assholes. They didn't like it. They kicked me off. So fuck TikTok. But we're still on here talking about this, and we're talking about people marching. I'm all for protests. And you look, First Amendment, should be able to say what you want. Elon Musk said it best to Don Lemon, that piece of shit. He said, the First Amendment, freedom of speech, means something you don't like from somebody you don't like says something you don't like. That's freedom of speech. So I'm all for people want to protest and say stuff. What I'm not for is you're saying death to America. Okay? Because that is just inappropriate everything. Like, that's terrorist acting. That is like, you know, we get freedom of speech, but we're not allowed to say the N-word. We're not allowed to fucking, you know, be racist. We're not allowed, like, I mean, you know, there's freedom of speech, and then there's, okay, I got this, right? I have a problem with people saying death to America. My kids growing up in this country and having to see these fucking libtards acting like assholes, getting so angry about stuff, yet they're saying the right side divides it. No, it's your pansy ass that divides it. It's your ass that divides it because you're so anti-Trump, like you'd rather die and put a puppet in because you don't want him in there. And it's like, he wasn't even that bad. You made it bad. Like, you made it bad. Black lives mattered when Trump was in office, but it doesn't matter now. Like, what fucking sense does that make? How come you don't see BLM marching fucking now? Oh, because it could hurt Biden. Exactly. And you got all these people fucking protesting right now and marching, which is hurting Biden. It's hurting him 1,000%. But most of those people voted for the asshole. That's how it works. I can tell you that this election is not going to go like 2020 because all that funny Mickey Mouse shit that happened before is now kind of exposed. And you're going to have people that sat back and said, I'm not going to vote and I don't care, that care now. And they care now because they don't like where this country's going. They don't like the open borders. They don't like 7 million plus immigrants in this country illegally. And I'm not saying they're bad people. 95% of them are probably fantastic people. But you got to follow the laws. We don't have the resources to even take care of our own country the way we want to, with schooling not being where it is, homelessness being where it is. So we can't afford to just take everybody on and follow the rules. And we really can't afford to take you on if you're a fucking criminal we don't know. That's why you got to follow the rules. All other countries have borders and they have process. So you can't just come into our country and think, hey, it's fine, I'm going to fucking do what I want. And that's what's being allowed to go on. And people don't realize how the election's affected this way. People, I had this argument with somebody recently. Don't judge me for drinking a Mountain Dew. I did not go to the gym today. I ate 2 donuts and I'm drinking a Mountain Dew. This is like fucking Planet Fitness judgment free zone. So what I was saying is people think, I was arguing with somebody recently, and they're like, dude, the illegal immigrants coming in doesn't mean that those are going to be votes and that's how they're going to win. I didn't say that. I think it's like 29 states required a government ID to whatever it is, or 21, whatever it is, to register to vote. And those are the red states, right? And the blue states don't. So it could help the election because you can get in there without an ID and vote. So that does affect it. But that's not even what I think is the bigger point. The biggest point is the delegates. The biggest point is each state has an X amount of the delegates of volume there on to hit the number you got to get to elected. I think it's 270. And when you have 7 million immigrants come in and you send a shit ton to California, you send a shit ton to New York, and you send a shit ton to Illinois. When they do the census, that's how they get the volume of the delegates. They don't get it by how many voters and citizens we have. They do it by how many people are living there. So if you add 7 million to a New York and to a California, you're now adding census, people in the census there that live there. So you can possibly adding delegates, which makes California and New York worth more than it was yesterday on the voting. That's the issue, guys. That's the problem. And that's why the Democrats don't care right now that this is happening. They think this is a good thing. I mean, tell me what's better. Crime is up. The dollar's worth less. Inflation is killing us. I mean, interest rates are a fucking nightmare. Medicine costs too much money. The schools suck. Private schools cost so much money. Cars cost fucking like 1.5 times what they used to cost. Houses went up 1.5 times, 2 times what they used to cost. We couldn't get material for a long time to fix things. They finally could. Like, tell me what's better. Oh, we're more peaceful. We're half-assed supporting a war we shouldn't be involved in whatsoever. We should just support Israel and that's it. We're half-assed in another war where we're giving billions and billions of dollars to it we shouldn't be involved in with Ukraine. We are forgiving all of the debt for college loans. And look, I feel bad. 2 of my kids are in college, dude, and it is expensive. And I understand you gotta get loans and it sucks. But it's not fair for someone like me to pay for my kids to go to college. And then, those other 2 kids that went to college, they just get their loan forgiven and it's free. Like, but what sense does that fucking make? That's not how this works. And you elected to go to college. What about all the people before you that had to pay? Like, they're the ones that had to earn it the hard way, and they had the debt, and they had to work around the debt, and they had to create other income to pay for the debt. Like, you can't just go out and do this and forget. Like, we're wasting, pissing our fucking money away in our running a country is like running a fucking business. Like, that's what it is. You have money coming in, you got money going out. You got to have military protect. Like it's running a business, guys. And we can't run a business where we're losing all the time. It's frustrating. This whole year has been so frustrating. Like, I try not to watch the news. I try to stay off it. It's just, it's a nightmare. I was watching recently, the things with Biden and how people think like he's such a great president. And I don't know what he's done great, except that he's not Trump. And the people that hate Trump mostly hate Trump for witch tales and fabricated information. They don't even have a real reason to hate him. So it's crazy to me. He's just polarizing. So therefore you hate him. And have you ever seen how he makes these people feel? The left side, how angry they get, with burning shit down and like protest. Like, do you not see what happens and how they get so angry? And I know we mentioned earlier, people bring up, hey, some guy just said, I feel sorry for all you Americans. Really, like, truly, it's sad. Our country is sadly divided. And it shouldn't be that way. The old school Democrats aren't that bad, and the new school Republicans aren't that bad. But the new school Democrats are fucking horrible, and the old school Republicans are fucking horrible. Like, that's the problem we've got. And I don't know, man. It's just, this is going to be a messed up year. I'm a little nervous that when the election happens and Trump wins, I truly believe he's going to win. Not because I want him to. I do fucking want him to. I believe he's going to win. You're going to have the left get so upset. I mentioned earlier, I had a trainer that's a friend of mine that lost her shit with me at the gym and was saying so like inappropriate shit. Like, you'd suck Donald Trump's dick and get orange lipstick all over your face. Like, I mean, it was so vulgar and angry. I was like, holy shit, what is wrong with you? I mean, he really makes these people mad. You don't see us getting mad about Biden. Like, we're just like, he's a fucking moron. Like, okay. It's crazy how upset and fucking small-minded and lack of self-control the left has when it comes to Trump. It's fucking nuts, dude. It is crazy to me. Pay attention to it. Talk about Trump to some of your liberal friends if you got any. Like, watch how angry they get. And it's like, why are you so mad? Like, what did he do to you? Like, why are you so hateful and angry at this gentleman? Like, what is your deal? He's a crook. He's going to jail. He's a crook. He's going to jail because he paid somebody off that he may or may not have been messing with and didn't want to bring up the election. Like, do we know about Biden's son? Do we know about all these other things? Like, hello? Like, this is what politicians do. That's why they suck. They're all about popularity contests. They're about vote for me. I want to feel cool. It's all about pride. It's all about, promoting themselves and self-indulgence and being somebody that people want. It is like, oh my God, I feel so accomplished. They voted for me for something, whether you're city councilor, state senator, or any of this, like, they power trip. They live off you voting for them. And we waste so much money on this nonsense, and businesses waste so much money. It's like, guys, like, this is stupid. Like, let's really fix problems. Like, let's have real debates. Let's have real conversation about policy. But no, it's got to be this whole media fucking circus and waste of billions of dollars. And the people that suffer, us Americans that suffer, because we have people out there that just want to win popularity contests and feel important, and they're power tripping. They are not in it to fix things, guys. They are not in. These are people that got beat up in school and nobody would date, were ugly as hell. And now they feel like I make a difference in the 12 fucking blocks that I can cover in this fucking local election, or a big in this city. Like they literally, I think mayors do the jobs and governors do the jobs, and I think presidents do the jobs. But the problem is everything else feeds to those, and the rest of those are all about popularity contests. Even at the president's side, it's a popularity contest. It's a power trip. They want the power. And I know you guys all see it with Trump. You're like, he wants the power. But guys, you understand every one of these fucking politicians. I mean, I was talked about it earlier, and you missed it. Instagram missed it. It was on the TikTok live. I'm dead ass, dude. This is what they do. They try to find ways to be more popular than the other person and win the election based on nothing itself but just feeling good. And so they sell their souls to the devil of, I'll do that. Give me money so I can win. Give me money so I can win. When that's not what's good for the people. That's good for that asshole running that company. It's just wrong. All right, we're going to continue this conversation at another time. I appreciate y'all. Bam!